All right, a little Chinese food later, ready to do the prompts. Questions. When did you first hear about COVID-19? I think, like a lot of people, I heard about it first kind of December, January. In my neck of the woods, actually, some of the stories that actually kind of really I remember was how in our lower mainland, there's areas that are quite a lot of immigrants from China, and that the malls there were all empty because the people there had a lot better clue of what was going on right off the bat. And we're already taking precautions and we're already wearing masks. I still have the memory of being kind of outside of that community looking in and being puzzled by it and thinking this was weird and not realizing exactly how, that actually they're doing all this stuff to actually kind of protect their community and the wider communities. And much to the shame of our country, Canada, there has been a rise in an anti-Asian violence and racism, which is really shitty. It's one of those things to this is COVID is not a people. This isn't something that we should be using fear to drive. Unfortunately, fear seems to really feed racism, and to kind of be kind, be calm, and be safe, as our medical person here, Bonnie Henry, the chief medical officer in BC, kind of repeats as her very calm mantra, is something to think about. Something to think about there. Number two, how are things in your neck of the woods? It's what's open or not, but I just have to say, unfortunately, in our neck of the woods, things have never been worse. Unfortunately, well, actually, our deaths are down because with our immunization thing, we focused first on the people that were dying the most, which is the elderly. So the death rate is down, but unfortunately, our incidents of COVID have really spiked, powered by the variants. And this was, unfortunately, I tried doing this tag about 2 weeks ago when I was talking about variants, and unfortunately now I was proven very much right by those, that things are not good. I'm in BC. Ontario has just put in a kind of a bit massive kind of stay-at-home order. The police are authorized to stop people and ask them, what's your address? Why are you out? Do you have an actual reason to be out? BC has always been kind of a lighter touch on things. This really, I don't envy public officials trying to gently hurt us. And if you I think there is a fear of you push too hard and you just get too many people rebelling against it, and it's much better. There's obviously, we're seem to be going with the philosophy in BC, at least at the moment, until things really ramp up, because experts are saying things are going to get really a lot worse here, it's better to try and get as many people to actually buy in versus having to do more coercive measures. That said, we've had spring break, back, in March, and that seems to have led to the thing where people have just not been doing the stuff. Number three, beach reading. Any books that you're looking forward to reading after COVID? I think once I got over the super big stress at the beginning of last March of COVID, and kind of slowly got back into reading, I'm just doing my reading, man. I'm just doing my reading. Number four, what's a book that you've read in the last months, directly or indirectly because of COVID? I'd say that would be Shit Actually, by Lindy West. It's which is her 100% a definitive guide to modern cinema, where she rates the greatness of movies on a 10 out of CD or DVD boxes of The Fugitive, which is, of course, the apex of cinema, in her completely unbiased and objective opinion. And It's a book. It's a collection of kind of essays of her kind of doing kind of silly kind of summaries of things like that. But you can tell that she's done her revisions, and I listened to it as an audiobook. She did her the recording the audiobook during the pandemic, and as now still in the pandemic, and there's asides about Trump and about COVID, and it's there's something about the book of like rewatching old classics, because this is like Bad Boys, actually no, Bad Boys 2, Face Off, all the classics of cinema. Love Actually, Shit Actually would give you an idea of exactly how fondly she thinks of that movie. It's like there's something about kind of watching old classics is kind of a comfort thing in a time like this, when you're kind of hunkered down in your own little bubble. Your own little bubble. It seems very much like something that's a part of the kind of the COVID experience. Yeah. So that would be my answer to that. Number 5, what's the best video you have made or seen during COVID? And I think very much for me, the best videos for me during COVID were other people just sharing their worries, their concerns, their pleas to wear a mask, all those kind of videos. I took a kind of a great comfort in, like, everybody's freaked out, everybody is worried, and some people were able to kind of find the calmness, kind of find the inner kind of strength in there, and other people were probably like me, just like, I'm freaking out right now. But in some ways, sharing that with other people is cathartic. And hopefully, I know that there's other people that, like, I think of Sean, and his videos, Sean the Book Maniac, in Japan, as an example, as like, him freaked out was actually strangely comforting to me, because it's like, okay, I'm not the only one. There was a companionship there, which oddly kind of calmed me down a bit. So, those were definitely the best. And this video here, Roz at Scal dangling about the book, Sonia, the enthusiastic reader, Steve Donahue, James Holder, and others have many others have done this version of the tag, and it's like this kind of, it's a good kind of touching point for that. So question number 6 is, are you going to have the vaccine? And I won't show you the front, but that is what I did today, which I have to say is, this is my immunization card. I have to say I have gotten my vaccine in the most cliched Canadian way possible. I'm standing there looking around going, I'm in a curling rink getting my vaccination. I really am a freaking Canadian. So yes, Moderna here. So happy to have gotten it. I'm lucky because of my job to protect those residents. I get vaccinated, though we're kind of slowly working down our list. And since I'm early 50s, I think they're going to be starting 55 pretty soon. It should be trucking down, barring kind of, any of the hiccups along the way. But yeah, it's one of these things I'm very happy to do, for the residents at the house I'm working, for the other members of my family who have actually, because of their age and kind of medical stuff, have been able to also get the vaccine, the first vaccine. In Canada, we are, decision's been made to get the first vaccine, and we're waiting the maximum. I think it's 4 months is when I will get the second vaccine. But just under the theory of that will give people the maximum number of people thing, keep them out of the hospitals, because unfortunately our hospitals with this surge are getting super overloaded and are kind of unfortunately unscheduled to get more overloaded. But yeah, I figured today that I was getting vaccinated. This is me on April the 16th. I gotta look at the calendar. Probably have to look at the calendar because I'm having a little mental health break at the moment from internet stuff. I'm still making videos. I can't stop that, but I'm having a little mental health break from being on the internet at the moment. So this will probably get posted a week or two later, but so this is my little snapshot from here. Hopefully things are better when I release this. Maybe not. But yeah, Everybody stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. If you know, I get vaccinated, stay out of the fucking hospitals, and so that you know the people who just that don't can there'll be space for them. So yeah, that's you know, my arm's not even that much sore. Ja's arm was definitely quite on the sore side, but you know, man, that's you. I would take a lot worse, and still want to get that shot because yeah, it's important stuff. As for tagging people, I found this a very emotionally fraught tag to do. I found it. I did one version of it a couple of weeks ago, and I just didn't release that. It was I was not in a great headspace. Feel a little bit more up at the moment, and that's got more to do with my own personal stuff going on. Just my own, you know, where I am energy wise. So I'm not going to tag anyone, but yes, if you'd like to check up, if you'd like to chime in, I would definitely want to hear from you. I want to hear from the people out there and see how you're doing. And yes, all right. With that, more videos later. Actually, a lot more videos because I'm probably just going to release a bunch of. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I can shut up. All right. More videos later. Bye for now.